In this video, I'm going to show you 6 model cars which are all Tomicas. Well, I think they're all Tomicas, I haven't checked yet, but they are all Japanese off-roaders, so to speak, or SUVs rather. And well, let's get through them. Let's start with this little fellow here. Now, I don't need to look at it any further to know that it's a Suzuki Jimny, the current generation of Jimny to be precise, in a very fetching lime green color. And you can see that, well, it is 2018 casting, which is coincident to the year, I believe, in which this era of Jimny was first released. You've got some nice undercarriage detailing and all there, and the wheels tell me that it is a Tomica regular line model, but we have a nice detail there in the separately fitted spare and painted out spare wheel. Of course, we've got front and rear lights on it, as is typical of Tomica, and a bit of suspension detail, which I think I mentioned earlier. But yeah, there are no openable doors. Even the roof, even though you might think that there's a bit of a seam there, well, there isn't. That's just the guttering on the roof, so you can't remove it. You can see a little bit inside though, which tells us that it's a right-hand drive vehicle, being a Japanese and all that. But yeah, so that's the first one I'm going to start this video with. A very nice, sensible model from Tomica, from the regular line, of course. Now the next one is also from the regular line, and can you guess what that is? Well, it is a Land Cruiser 70 double cab, and even though this is from the regular line, it's got opening doors, which is a very nice feature. And you can see that, yes, even in the Tomica regular line, things do differ somewhat, because like I said, this has got opening doors, but you can see the paintwork is a little worse for wear. Now all these models were kept in the same storage rack of mine with a sliding perspex cover, and all of them were literally next to each other, so they've been exposed to the same environmental conditions. And yet you can see the Jimny looks still shiny and nice, with a bit of yeah, the bonnet has a little bit of marks there, but that's fine. I need to clean that up. Whereas this, the paintwork has fared rather less. So this comes back to another topic that I've talked about in previous videos, and that is Tomica's rather erratic paintwork on their models. Now this is a 2014 casting, which means that, okay, fine, maybe at that era they weren't quite up to scratch just yet, but you still got decent undercarriage detailing there. You can see the front and rear differentials. You can see the scale is 1 to 71. Interestingly, on the Jimny, the scale is 1 to 57. So you can see that, yeah, we've talked about this. Tomica is quite fluid with their scales. I guess it's to keep their cars as accommodating as possible in their standard packaging. But yeah, you can see that these two vehicles are not a strict comparison with each other, because despite the Jimny being a K car, it's actually wider than the Land Cruiser in the Land 70 series in model form, because of the differing scale, 157, 171. So yeah, there's a little funky thing for you to discover about Tomica in case you didn't know about it already. Now let's put those down and look at the third one, which is also a 70 series, but this time it is the SUV variant. Now this is a Japan Automotive Federation road car, the JAF road car, which, as you can see there, we've got a little bit of Japan Automobile Federation, I beg your pardon there. It's late night and I'm a little tired when recording this video, but due to time constraints I have to record it at this time. So we've got some nice detailing there, once again opening doors, and a much better paint job, I have to say. External spare wheel, front and rear lights painted on, but plastic bumpers as part of the undercarriage. 2017 casting, and again, well, 1 to 71. So this and this are exact matches for each other in terms of scale, I'd say, because they are both 1 to 71. So they should both be more or less identical in size. I mean, see, on the camera it looks like the JAF road car's roof is slightly broader than the pickup truck, doesn't it? But when you put them head on head like that, they're exactly the same. I don't know if you can see that on camera, they're exactly the same. So there's another little interesting visual trick that you can see, where dark objects tend to look a little smaller than lighter colored objects. Another little interesting thing for you there. Now the next one we're going to go for is this, because you might be thinking, hang on a second, that looks something American. Well, actually no, what it is a Mitsuoka body. Now Mitsuoka is a very quirky Japanese manufacturer of cars who make modern Japanese cars look like classic ones. So this, I think, is supposed to look like a Chevrolet K5 Blazer, if I'm not mistaken, but that's just the front end. The rest of the vehicle is Toyota RAV4. And if you look at the rear, in fact, you'll see a bit of RAV4 there, but you can see that Mitsuoka has given it their own touch with the Mitsuoka script there, and the lights are a bit different also, if I'm not mistaken, but that side profile, including the bumper cut and the window lines, is very much RAV4. And you can see from the wheels that this is in fact a regular line model. Scale is 1:66 and it's a 2021 casting. You can see we've got some good undercarriage detail there, and it appears to be an all-wheel drive variant because we can see a rear differential too there, twin exhaust pipes as well. So yeah, that's another nice model. Now we have this golden oldie, the Toyota Land Cruiser 40 series from the premium lineup. You can tell it's a premium lineup by the more intricate detailing. The bumper that's a metal bumper there, right there. Now the doors don't open on this, which is interesting because you come across some Tomica regular lines with opening doors and some premium lines that don't have it. There's also a whole thing on Tomicas with pop-up headlamps, which I'm going to do a video on in the future. But for now, well, interestingly, this one also doesn't have as much suspension. Like if I take the pickup truck, for example, it has suspension. The Jimny has suspension. The Jeff road car has suspension. And even the Mitsuoka has suspension. But this little chap here doesn't seem to have suspension. But what it does have is a nice metal chassis with pretty good detailing on the chassis, and of course head and tail lamps all picked out there, even the lovely Toyota script. And hang on, I just need to check this off camera, sorry for bumping the camera. Yes, those are indeed clear headlamp lenses to give it a sort of 3D effect. So yes, I think this is one of the best models of a Tomica premium line in recent years. I mean, this is, I believe, a 2023 casting. I think I got it last year. On average, it takes about a year for these kind of models to get into my hands after they've been released in Japan, simply because I have to rely on external vendors and keep watching Facebook groups and that kind of thing to get my hands on these. So yeah, but I don't mind the wait. I'm not one of those people who wants to be first in line to buy something as it's released, because I know it's anyway going to be there in a few months' time. So yeah, so why hustle and pay the price premium and all that stuff for just a little bit of delayed satisfaction, so to speak. But yeah, nice model. Now the final one is this, and this is the iconic Mitsubishi Pajero. I mean, look at that with its two-tone color scheme, which is really classic, the metallic green and the silver gray. And this one has opening doors, and of course, in case you haven't guessed already, it is a premium line model with suspension. So yeah, there's another little quirk for you. We've got a premium line model of an SUV, an off-roader with no suspension. We've got a premium line model of an off-roader with suspension and opening doors, and even a cutout in the roof for the sunroof. That's very nice. Now this is probably one of their better premium line models, and if we look at the rear, we can see once again fully detailed there, nicely detailed too. Undercarriage, that's a 2021 casting, 1:62 is the scale, fully detailed undercarriage of course. But yeah, so you can see how these 6 off-roaders, all from the same manufacturer, have got their own little idiosyncrasies. They've got their own similarities, they've got differences. And yeah, so yeah, these are 6 Japanese off-roaders / SUVs that I currently have in my collection, and no doubt I'll be adding to them as more get released. So there you are. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and have a great day. Thanks for watching.